A few years ago, Eileen and I made a decision for our family that we believed was wise, that was good for us. At the time, we had no idea how that decision would end up reverberating around the world. We decided that we would not do sleepovers, that for our family, we would not permit our children to sleep over at someone else's house. And that was fine, and that was good. Then I wrote an article about it, and it got spread far and wide. Literally millions of people read that article, and it resulted in this outpouring, this avalanche of feedback, avalanche of information about other people's experiences with sleepovers. Today I want to tell you why my family still doesn't do sleepovers. This video was made possible by Missional Wear. By unique theology-inspired apparel and gifts for the holiday season, you can see special offers and new products by going to missionalwear.com/challies. It's one of our culture's strange traditions, and I've got no idea where it came from, that there's this rite of passage where our children are now old enough to sleep over at someone's house, or old enough to have one of their friends come and sleep at their house. If you really think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? I don't know what the thrill is in having someone over to sleep, yet our culture does it, and it's become this accepted part of parenting, that you invite people into your house, this accepted part of growing up, that you go and sleep in someone else's house. Well, when Eileen and I were thinking about this, when our children were young, and we thought about it before they were old enough to do sleepovers, we decided we would just put a blanket ban on sleepovers, and that was really based on two different things. The first one was just experience we had had. Now, neither Eileen and I were ever harmed at a sleepover. We did participate in them when we were young, but we knew people who were very seriously harmed. Either somebody had abused them or hurt them, or they had encountered things that they should not have encountered. So for many people, their first experience of pornography was at a sleepover. Their first experience of sexuality or even drunkenness was at a sleepover. And so we became very concerned that we didn't want our children to experience any of those things. Not only that, we didn't want to put our children in a situation where they were young and vulnerable and still too immature, still too inequipped to know how to deal with the situation. And often I think we put very young children in situations they simply don't have the capacity, the maturity to deal with. And so somebody compels them to do something, somebody encourages them to do something, they're simply not old enough, mature enough to know how to deal with it, and they end up suffering. And so for those two reasons, and there were others, but those were the two big ones, we decided there would be no sleepovers. And we really stuck to it. And you know, it wasn't always easy. Sometimes our children were mad at us. They wanted to do what their friends were doing. Sometimes the parents of our children's friends were mad at us. They thought we were being way overprotective or that we were judging them. You know, one of the most helpful things about just saying no sleepovers was we never had to choose. We never had to explain ourselves. We never had to say to our children, you can sleep at that person's house, but not that person's house. That was very helpful. When the parents were upset with us, we just said, no sleepovers. And you know, since I wrote that article, I received literally hundreds and hundreds of emails and comments, and they really reaffirmed the decision we had made. We learned a couple of things. We learned that the upside of sleepovers really isn't that high. I mean, yes, it's fun. Our children want fun experiences, but really, mostly what they get out of a sleepover is a grouchy day the next day and probably a sick stomach from eating too much. So there's not a lot to gain. But the downside, and again, I got so many emails, just heartbreaking emails about this, the downside can be a lifetime of suffering. The positive consequences are pretty minimal. The negative consequences can be very, very serious. And so we really believe that, at least for our family and our situation, we made the right decision. You know, I think one of the things that came out of it was the sense of relief. Many people got in touch and were just relieved. Now, they may not have agreed with everything I said. They may not have agreed with my entire position. But I think they felt relief that there was someone else out there who was saying, you know, we don't think sleepovers are a great idea. Because again, there is this pressure, this cultural pressure that good parents let their children go to somebody else's house to sleep. I just simply meant to say, why don't you think about it? Aileen and I, we're Christians. We try to raise our children in accordance with the Bible. We believe that the Bible is God's revelation to us, that it gives us wisdom. You can read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. You won't find the word sleepover. You won't receive a clear command, you must or you must not allow your children to sleep over at someone else's house. But you will find the importance of raising your children in the discipline and instruction of the Lord and protecting your children, taking good care of them, expressing your love for your child in protecting them. We felt that as we prayed about it, as we thought about it, wisdom dictated we would not allow our children to participate in sleepovers. We had to heed our conscience there. And that's all I say for you. Read God's word, think about it, apply wisdom, heed your conscience, and make a decision that's good, that's the best for your family, for your children. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, why don't you click the like button so maybe other people can find it? And why don't you consider subscribing so you can get some more videos like this one? And I'll see you again soon.